Hey everybody, Mike from Just Watch, finally back with a new episode. I hope everyone is enjoying a good summer if you are north of the equator, and if you are south of the equator, I hope your winter is treating you well. Finally getting some nice weather here in New England. We had some awful weather throughout most of July, so definitely enjoying the fair weather that we're having now finally. Anyways, wanted to just give you guys a quick rundown on my 1140-270 Explorer. This is from 2004, just your classic Rolex Explorer, the 3130 COSC certified movement, of course, and the older style Rolex Lume, non-lumed 369 Mercedes handsets. Just a quick 3 lines of text at the 12 o'clock, of course, the Rolex crown, and your superlative chronometer language at the 6 o'clock, and of course Swiss made down there below the 6 on the dial, and of course your classic Mercedes handset. Solid end links on this guy. This is a 2004 Rolex Explorer, sapphire crystal that is flat, and you can see that nice bezel, that nice polished bezel, of course the polished flanks of the case, as well as the brushed finish on the top. Really nice classic oyster bracelet, 20 millimeter at the lugs, tapering down. And of course you can see, one of the things I actually love about this watch, it has really grown on me, is this older style oyster clasp, which is, it's a super thin, like that clamshell, you can see how thin that is, but it's also, because all the pieces are so thin, and you can see the, just that nice Rolex scroll, that classic Rolex scroll there. Because it is so thin now, what you're getting is a very lightweight bracelet and just a really well-balanced watch all in all. And I really enjoy wearing this watch on my wrist. I have a 170 millimeter watch. And, one of the things I love about this watch, beyond the fit and feel, is just that I can literally take this watch from summit to sea to office, sometimes all in one day, without any issue. I mean, it's just by far the most comfortable Rolex that I have owned, and I've owned quite a few. I just really like how this feels on the wrist. I think the fit and the size is perfect. You can see how the length of that on my wrist. I have a pretty small wrist at 170. Actually, maybe that's about a medium-sized wrist, but you can just see how nicely that fits. I really don't feel that I need, personally, anything bigger than that. Watches that look bigger than 36 millimeters to me, or I don't know, they just look too big on me. And that's personal preference. And, one of the things that I've found over the years too is, if you've been wearing a watch that's, 42, 43, 44 millimeters, when you go to a 36 or, even a 38 millimeter, like the Hamilton Field Khaki, it will look small at first, but what happens is your eye kind of adjusts to looking at it, to the size of the watch. And once that happens, kind of doesn't look as small anymore. And then when you go back to those watches you used to wear, they look disproportionately big on your wrist. Anyways, here is a look at the Explorer next to my 38 millimeter Hamilton Field Khaki. Not a huge difference there. There is a bit. You can see that the dial, especially on the Hamilton, looks bigger to the eye. And the Hamilton is also wing to wing. The wingtip is, you can see it's quite a bit bigger as compared to the Rolex. This one is keeping very good time. It's, it's 17 years old now. Sorry about the camera bump there. 17 years old now, and it is still running at about +3 seconds per day. I actually might bring it over to my local Rolex guy. I'm very lucky in that a few towns away in Sudbury, Massachusetts, the Rolex dealer Date and Time has an in-house Rolex trained technician who can, give the watch a service without it leaving their shop, which is a very nice thing. So I definitely appreciate having that resource close to me. And really love the fit and feel on this watch. Classic Rolex crown there. You can see I wear this watch literally every day. In Colorado, I summited 2 14,000 foot peaks, a 13,000 foot peak, and a whole bunch of 8, 10, and 11,000 foot peaks. No issues. The watch is great. I actually was climbing, I think it was Mount Eisenhower very recently, and I was having one of those days where it's kind of flat, just not having a lot of energy. And I see this guy stopped, just waiting for me and my lady to go by on the trail. And I see him, he's kind of like staring at my watch, but I'm not thinking anything of it. And I get about, 10 yards up the hill from him, and I hear, "Hey, nice Explorer." So that was pretty funny. I said, "Yep, I'm actually exploring with an Explorer on." And I don't know, just kind of a funny one. I guess you had to be there, but it was kind of cool. I've never had that happen before. And there is your classic Rolex screw down crown, of course, on that Explorer. So give you a closer look. If it'll focus. There you go. And of course, the classic Rolex case back. Give you a look at that. So anyways, that is it. That's my 2004 Rolex 1140-270 Explorer. These things are skyrocketing in value right now, especially since the new 36 millimeter came out. They've jumped, a year ago, these things, you could get them all day long for $4,500, $5,000, and now they're averaging in the high 6s and 7s. And I don't see that going down anytime soon. It's, they just continue to gain value with good reason. Just a really cool watch. The last of the 36s before the new 36 and before the 39. And just a great all-around daily wear Rolex without being too flashy. Anyways, that is it, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the content and enjoyed getting a look at the 1140-270. Try to be more consistent with making content. No promises, as usual. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back soon with another episode. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.